Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the
You
best show on the internet.
You blew your microphone out, by the way.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Am I back?
You're back.
Okay.
You came up here. I don't know if you were paying attention to all the shit I just had to go through like 10 minutes ago to get this fucking show live. But like, I wanted us to come here. You came in up here.
Uh-huh.
You need to be like here.
Oh.
There's only so much power that this setup can handle.
It's true, folks. You know. Oh wait, I'm still quiet, aren't I?
No,
Hold on.
I have something in my teeth now.
Oh, hold on. Oh, check. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Hold it.
Hang on.
Hold on. There we go. All right.
Now you're blowing me the fuck out.
Okay, we're great now. So anyway, folks, this is the best show on the internet. I apologize to everyone out there. I came in a little hot. I'm feeling refreshed. I'm feeling good as gold, as they say, because gold's the only thing that's worth a damn. Because motherfucking the economy's in the shitter. But you know what, your boy is feeling good.
That's good. How how are you?
I just told the people I'm feeling great because
feeling
I am fresh off a vacation, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, yes, you
Listen,
are.
Cities are crumbling. There's riots in the streets. Buildings are burning.
But God damn it, you got your vacay.
Listen, this was gonna be my year. Okay, listen. I know. Like everybody says, like, new year, new me.
New year, new me. We talk about that a lot on this show. Did you just spill in
your
yourself?
boy didn't change. No. But it was supposed to be new year, new me for everybody. But for this year, me particularly,
right?
I had about 5 vacations planned for this year,
and this was
like me and the wife.
This was going to be a big one for you guys too, because it was going to. A
lot
lot of them were going to be without the kids.
Exactly. We made kind of a commitment to each other that we need to spend more quality time together.
Mm-hmm.
We need to. A lot of the times we've done the family thing where we've all come together. We gone on vacation, that type of thing. We did that. But it actually came down to a point where we're like, we're kind of neglecting each other, not intentionally. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So we had 5 vacations planned for 2020. We had all sorts of goals. We had all sorts of things we wanted to accomplish. None of that fucking happened because of your COVID.
There's been some issues this year, as we're all aware of.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if people are aware. There is a pandemic.
There is a pandemic going on right out there. I can almost
right outside.
I can't. I think a bird just flew by, but like out there, it could be that you can't hear. I think your audio is broken.
Can't hear what?
Who can't hear? I'm getting. Hang on, Christy. How do we sound?
You sound fine.
Okay. Tony, you're lying. Okay, continue.
Anyway, so come hell or high water, it turns out, we had we had a March trip canceled.
Right.
A May trip canceled. We had a July trip canceled.
Mm-hmm.
We had an October trip that was planned, where we were finally getting what was owed to us, which was a goddamn podcast cruise. We've been working our asses off for 5 fucking years.
Yeah, yes.
And, it was about time we got what we were owed. And then that got canceled on us. And so, we're just like, we're doing everything we're supposed to. Social distancing. We're wearing the masks. People are out of work. The wife's essential as fuck, so she's putting her goddamn life on the line every day, so motherfuckers can go into the grocery store and get their TP. If anyone deserves a vacation, it's us.
Absolutely.
Just throwing it out there. So we decided that, what? As bad as things are, you can't live in fear forever.
I've been hearing that a lot lately.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I have like mixed feelings about that.
So do I.
Okay, go ahead.
Because the pandemic still scares the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, your boy's burnt out.
Yeah.
He needs to get on a goddamn plane. So here's what we considered was our anniversary was over the past weekend here. The big 6 years together.
It's been a while.
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like it was yesterday. But 6 years together, we really didn't do anything major for the 5th, which is kind of like the milestone type of thing. So, again, just trying to get what's owed to me. So decided that we were going to go and take a trip over the weekend. The weekend getaway for the adults. And we decided that we were going to go back to the scene of the crime. We were going to go back to where it all happened. Back to the Sunshine State, folks.
There you go.
The COVID capital of the world. We decided that we're going to Florida.
I love how you say we can't live in fear, and you're a little afraid of the pandemic, but you go back to fucking Florida.
We'll go back to fucking Florida. So, I mean, flights are cheap. And, you can get a deal right now. And it just so happens that not only was it our anniversary weekend, but my wife's best friend's birthday was the Thursday before.
So it was like a twofer.
Things were lining up, things were coming together, things were, falling into place. So the wife decided she was going to go down a little bit early, hang out with her friend, have the birthday, and then I would come down on Friday, drop the kids off at grandma's house for the weekend, and I would come down, and then we would spend the anniversary weekend together.
Yeah.
So the wife gets down there, and, she kind of mentioned some things about the plane travel and things like that, but, there's not really context for me until I experience it myself. So, folks, if you're wondering what it's like to now fly in the middle of a pandemic, I'm going to share with you my experience on the lovely, lovely, lovely American Airlines. So, I buy American. I fly American. What are you going to do? They're also cheap as fuck, so.
I mean, isn't that kind of the trend right now? Is everybody's sort of cheap as fuck and like...
Not everybody. Fucking JetBlue's holding out, man.
Really?
They're still charging premium. They're still charging premium. I mean, but they're kind of, and we'll kind of get into why. Like, I would probably actually say go JetBlue, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So, the wife makes it down there, okay?
Okay.
What's that?
No, I was gonna sort of set you up to go into it, but
set me up, brother.
You just,
set me up.
I mean, you just went into it.
All right, well, set me up.
So tell us about your experience.
He's the best hype man in the business. Fuck Flavor Flav. This motherfucker right here.
Man,
get a clock.
You fucking like. I am just like setting him up so you can knock him out. I'm the fucking Conrad Thompson of this motherfucker. Just giving it to you. Just go ahead. The floor is yours.
He fall ass over tea kettle into a goddamn millionaire's fucking gimmick, didn't he?
It's really who you know. And I mean, like,
that is a solid piece of advice for life.
But here's the thing.
About
okay.
networking.
It's that motherfucker networked properly. He knew the right people. I mean, I'm not saying that, marrying into a certain family had anything to do with it, because the guy did his work. The guy did his work, and the guy fell into something great. Fucking,
I ain't got no beef.
And he still runs a business.
And he still runs a business.
The fuck are we doing with our lives? Tell us about your Florida trip.
Oh yeah, it was great. So flying in on American Airlines.
Right.
So I was leaving out early Friday morning. I had I believe, an 8 a.m. flight.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a lie. I had a 6 a.m. flight. So I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, wake the goddamn kids up, 4:30 in the morning, pile everybody into the car. We're driving over to Grandma's. Grandma's hopping in the car, driving me to the airport, and then driving the kids back to her house.
Right.
So we get there, and so I get dropped off at the airport. Now, they say that you need to wear a mask from the time you enter the airport to the time you leave the opposite airport of your arrival.
That's what I would imagine, yeah.
That is bullshit. So I arrive at the lovely Syracuse International Airport.
Hancock International.
All the cocks.
Just big old cock hanging
right
there.
in your hand. So you go up there,
okay.
walk up the escalators into security.
Why are you walking up escalators?
Because that's what they're meant for, motherfucker.
Were they broken?
If you're just standing on an escalator, you're the asshole.
Oh fuck!
They are meant to be They're moving stairs. That means you walk up the fucking stairs of the escalator and you go faster.
Listen, okay, your logic is not wrong. But escalators you are allowed to just stand and go. The walking pathway, though, that moves, that you have to walk across. I don't care who you are.
They're both supposed to be walked on. Anywho, I'm walking up the escalator, and I get to the top, and they got security there. Ain't a motherfucker in line for security. So it's a ride-on, essentially.
Cool.
So I go up to the lady. I'm fumbling. I got my ID. They now have the boarding passes on the phone. So all you have to do is scan the barcode on your phone.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Wonderful.
Because I don't want to touch anybody's paper. I'm not looking to touch any paper.
I don't want to touch paper. Fuck that. I don't even like paper.
Yeah. Fuck paper.
Fuck
Gives
paper.
you cuts.
Yeah.
So scan the barcode, hand her the ID, and she goes, "Okay, I need you to remove the mask for 1.5 seconds." And I go, "Oh, okay."
To spot,
so
just to spot check your ID.
Yeah, so I just go. She goes, "That's good." And I go, put it up real quick. She's like, "Oh fuck."
Okay.
Did I fuck up? Is TSA gonna take me to jail?
Am I
going to jail?
Do I have to bend over and spread? What do I do?
What do I do here?
Where do I put my hands? I don't know. Okay. Well, okay. Is there more to that part? Because I have questions.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I haven't been keeping up on a lot of the precautionary type stuff. Is there a limit to how long you can have your mask off in front of a person? Is it kind of like the 5-second rule when you drop food on the ground? You got 5 seconds to pick it up before it goes bad, or can you only not be wearing a mask in front of somebody for 1.5 seconds, and then if it's any longer than that, then you both get COVID immediately?
Well, all I've seen, to answer your question, the only thing that I've seen is that diagram that's been going around where it's person with no mask, person with no mask, 75% chance of contamination. Person with one mask, person with no mask, it's 25, and the mask is 1.5% or whatever.
So what about this? What if?
And I don't know where that image came from, so I don't know how legitimate that is.
But what if we did this?
Right-wing propaganda.
What if we did this for the airports? When you have to do the take off your mask portion, the person taking off their mask maybe stands, 6 feet away, and then the person who's checking the ID just spitballing this, but has maybe some sort of plexiglass shield that they can stand behind.
Those are all solid ideas. That's not what happened here at all. I was right next to the lady. There was no plexiglass in between us.
Honestly, I'm not surprised because I went to the fucking post office like right when this shit happened. And it was like when everybody was getting the plexiglass, and they just had like a little stand. It was like this wide, but it was like, I don't know, maybe like 2 feet wide by like 3 feet high. And like people are handing stuff to the people, to like the post office tellers, and they're just knocking the shit over. It's going flying. They're just like, fuck it, whatever. And I'm like,
it's like the sneeze guard at the Chinese food buffet. You're just like, what is this doing?
It's
not doing
all
anything.
The food is contaminated already.
Yes.
What the fuck? Okay.
Exactly.
So you take the mask off. It was a panic situation, but you're able to go through.
But I'm okay. I'm okay. So they're like, so now I get to the conveyor belt. Okay.
Right.
And they're like, gotta take your goddamn shoes off.
Gotta take off your shoes.
You got so you're allowed. Okay. So let me back up a little bit. So on an American Airlines flight,
right,
you're allowed to bring your carry-on luggage, and you're allowed one personal item of a certain dimensions per se. Now your boy is only staying for the weekend, so I ain't checking no bag because I ain't paying no fucking $30 each way. It ain't happening. $60 more fucking dollars. I might as well be flying jet goddamn blue. So I packed everything in my carry-on, and then my personal item was a backpack that had my GoPro, and my laptop in it.
Cool.
So I had my two things. So when I get to the conveyor belt, you got to take your goddamn shoes off. All major electronics have to be in its own separate bin. So that was the laptop. I asked about the GoPro. They said, nah, man, you good.
Small
and I'm
enough,
like,
yeah.
dope.
Cool.
Right? And then you got to put the fucking my carry-on on the rack as well. And then I'm about to walk through, and they go, hold the fuck on. I go, excuse me? Like, I at this point, I'm like, I committed all the crimes. Like, just take me to jail. I'm guilty. I'll admit it. Whatever you want. And they're like, are you wearing a belt? And I'm like, yeah. Like, you need to take that fucking shit off.
Amateur move.
Right? Who do you think you are?
Seriously, who are you? You don't take your belt off when you get up to TSA?
I forgot.
Dude, bro,
like I've got one of those loopy belts.
Let me tell you something. Before I even get up to the conveyor belt, my wallet, my phone, my watch they're in the front pouch of my backpack. My belt is in the side pouch. My shoes are in my fucking hand.
Look at you.
Boom. I don't want
He's
to
an experienced flyer, folks.
Don't do it too early in line, or else you're going to get some very weird looks from TSA. Because homeboy one time was just like staring daggers at me, and I was like, I promise they're just shoelaces.
We're going to talk about some weird looks in a little bit.
Can't wait.
So I put all that shit in a bin, go through, and then they do like the X-ray machine where you got to put your hands up like this.
Yep.
And like they scan your body, make sure you don't got anything. And of course, your boy is wearing some goddamn cargo shorts. Because like, if you ain't wearing cargo shorts, what the fuck are you doing with your life? So they're like, what's in the pockets? And I'm like, nothing. And they're like, okay. They took my word for it. Stand up TSA at Syracuse Airport.
Bro, I got pulled out of line going through that thing coming back from Tampa once because I had so much sweat on my back. They were like, "Sir,
really?
They were like, "Sir, you need to come over here, please." And I was like, "Oh God, what did I do? What did I do?" And they're like, "We need to just check your back." And they're like, "Okay, you can go ahead."
The wife makes a stellar point. Normally when I fly, I'm a big component of the fanny pack. That is typically my personal item when I fly, but that's usually when I'm checking a bag. Plus, I'm only there for the weekend.
You're only there for the weekend.
Only there for the weekend.
Yeah.
When we do Brainwreck Does Disney, your boy.
I gotta get my fanny pack. I gotta get my fanny pack.
God, it is a life saver. Is the fanny pack. I think they call it a hip bag now, because like fanny means vagina in Britain. So like everybody got weirded out about it.
Well, I mean, it goes in the front, so
exactly.
Makes sense.
It's useful either way.
Yeah.
It's useful either way. So anyway, I get through TSA.
It works both ways.
It sure does.
Oh God, go ahead.
Bum bag.
The
According to Christy, the bum bag.
Oh, sure is.
Which is also useful.
You gotta ask for that one first.
Yeah, permission, folks. Consent.
Yeah.
So I get all my shit back on, get everything together, and this is where the weird looks is gonna come in. I don't know if you folks have noticed, but popping up on the Brainwreck YouTube channel has been a weekly vlog called Axe's Week in Review.
It's the
we're up to 3 episodes now. I've been trying my hand at vlogging, and I will say
it is one of my favorite times of the week when that goes up.
You enjoy
because I'm just like give me that big old meaty dad content.
You know, you mentioned this to me, and you mentioned that it's very dad.
It is like everything opposite of this show. And it's tremendous.
We're trying to expand our audience, folks. You know, we're trying
something new. Yeah.
We're trying something new. We got lots of things coming up tomorrow night. Gonna plug it tomorrow night. The second episode of Rule Number 4. The first episode was a big hit. Tomorrow night, episode number 2. We're gonna see who the biggest asshole
should
is.
we do. Oh, you know what I just thought of?
What?
You know, we'll follow this up in tomorrow's episode.
Okay, we'll follow up.
Yeah.
Be sure to tune back in right at this channel tomorrow for a game show that we came up with, and we are gonna judge the fuck out of some motherfuckers.
Yeah.
To decide who's a dick and who's okay.
Okay.
So anyway, I started a vlog a couple weeks ago, and I thought this would be a unique thing to vlog because I'm going on vacation. And like I said, I brought the GoPro camera, which I will say I'm becoming more and more of a fan of the GoPro. At first I was unsure, but now I am sold. I am a big fan of the GoPro. Wish the battery life was a little bit better, but what are you gonna do? You know,
charge it.
I mean, I have an older version than yours, so like I get a battery life of like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not the best. Anyway, so not only do I film on the GoPro, but I also film on my phone as well. And when it's 5:30 in the morning and you see an asshole walking around the airport with his phone filming every goddamn thing he can see, you're gonna get some looks of disdain, mostly confusion. Nobody really wants to be filmed at 5:30 in the morning. Not that I'm trying to film anybody particular, but you're filming the atmosphere. So
I feel like people are already on edge. So
they are, because they're flying during the middle of a pandemic. I don't know if you folks know that there's a pandemic going on.
Right.
So I was getting some looks, and the thing with American Airlines, not only do you get, your carry-on for free and your personal item for free, if you don't want to pay any money, they will pick your seat for you on the flight. You don't get to choose your seat, which is fine. I'm not flying with anybody at this point. So I'm like, just put me anywhere. What do I care? Kind of thing. However, I figured out their scam. So again, with there being a pandemic going on, they allow for online check-in to your flight.
Right.
So through their app or online, you can check into your flight, and then you get your seat assignment. Anyone who did not select their seat and who's doing their online check-in automatically gets the middle seat of the row because at that point you can go in and upgrade your seat to either the end or the window for the fee.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to assign all the middle seats first to try to get those people to buy up.
Are they? But are they sitting people next to each other in that case?
Oh, brother, we're gonna get there.
Fuck. Okay.
So I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm like, they're only booking like fucking a person to a row anyway, or a party to a row anyway. So like, I'm not gonna be the sucker and pay the $12 to sit in the fucking window seat, because I'm gonna get it anyway, because I'm smarter than everybody else.
Right.
Little did I know, American Airlines does not give a fuck about social distancing.
I feel like nobody really is.
A shit about any type of social distancing. When I tell you there was not an empty seat on this plane, there was not an empty seat on this plane.
Okay.
Yes, you were required to wear your mask the entire flight.
Yeah.
Yes, they did suspend the food and beverage service, so no soda, no peanuts, no water, nothing for the duration of the flight. But goddamn, if I was not sat next to a 10-year-old girl and then an 80-year-old woman on the other side of me in my middle seat for the 2-hour flight to Charlotte, yeah, that was little uncomfortable, to say the least. Now I kept myself busy by editing the previous vlog throughout the duration of the flight, so like that kept me a little
your mind focused.
Busy, but my mind focused. However, again, with the looks, when the person next to you is nosy and looks at your computer screen to see you doing some video editing of a video of yourself,
right?
It's a little strange. So again, for all of you out there that think that vlogging is just a walk in the park, think that, oh, you're just filming things, you're not thinking of the other end of it. You're not thinking of the person who's putting themselves out there with the actual camera filming the environment that's around them, because they are being judged by all of Americans. Not only are they being judged online when the video is being put up, they are being judged while they are filming the content as well. Anyone who's a vlogger out there, bravo.
Is this your impression?
You have wonderful self-esteem.
Is this your feeling of oppression? Judging eyes?
Here's the thing. If I was any other person, I'd probably give a fuck.
Right.
But for somebody who goes on the end...
You can't give a fuck if you're doing that.
Well, the other part, too, is like, we literally go on this show live on the internet every fucking week. I've been live on the internet basically telling all the details of my life verbatim for 5 fucking years. So, like, at this point, I have no shame. At this point, I am just a media whore. So, like, I don't care.
Sell it.
Exactly. So, I do what I like to do, and then you folks get to see it, and apparently that means I'm the ultimate dad. I don't know. We're going to get there.
Okay, so you get into Florida. What was the trip? Or like the weekend like?
Okay, so like I said, the wife was down there early for her best friend's birthday. Luckily, they were letting us stay at their house.
Right. So
we didn't have to get a hotel. We didn't have to deal with any sleazy, front desk people, any bellhops, any continental breakfasts. We weren't gonna fucking have to deal with.
You seem so disgusted by the concept of that.
Of a continental breakfast, like,
or just just the concept. Like, you basically just described a hotel.
Exactly. Like, listen, if you're
is that the stance we're taking on hotels? Just fuck them.
Well, no. Don't sell me on a free breakfast when it's a fucking continental breakfast. Do you know what a continental breakfast is? It means you got fucking Fruit Loops and an English muffin. Fuck you. That ain't no goddamn breakfast. That's carbs. I want me some eggs. I want me some goddamn sausage, some bacon. I'm going to make my fucking self an omelet. But you do not sell me on that bullshit continental breakfast because it ain't continental. It's made right here in the goddamn good old USA. I mean,
I'm gonna let that one lie where it is. You put it there. You deal with it later. Okay, so you're staying at their
I've already
place.
apologized for everything, so I don't know what the fuck anybody wants from me.
Okay, so you're staying at the friends.
So we're staying at the friend's house. It's a little bit more private, a little bit more secluded, a little bit more secure. So we're happy to do that. And, we have a nice weekend. We just kind of hang out for a while. They have a pool. They've got this amazing backyard that's got this, canopy with, fans blowing. They've got privacy bamboo up in their backyard. So, big bamboo stalks that keep the fucking neighbors from being creeps because it's Florida. So, they're going to be. I saw a raccoon. What are you going to do? There was this owl. The wildlife was crazy. There was a point when I was there, because you hear stories all the time about these motherfuckers in Florida with all these exotic animals,
right?
So I'm there was a point in time where I went outside and I'm there very well could be a tiger in this backyard, and just fucking somebody's escaped pet tiger could just be wandering in the backyard. That's a real thing you have to worry about in Florida.
Could have been that bitch Carol Baskin. She's right down the road. She's probably got tigers out there.
I know. I was in Tampa, so she's very close.
Yeah.
People keep exotic snakes and the fucks with the spiders and the whole thing. So there's shit to worry about in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the only thing I saw was a raccoon and an owl.
Stuff you see in New York.
Stuff you see in New York. So I was comfortable. So, we've spent the first couple days swimming, things of that nature. And then on Sunday, that was kind of it was actually the day after our anniversary, but it rained on our anniversary, so we couldn't really go do anything. It's Florida. It fucking rains all the time. But anyway, Sunday, we're all right, this is going to be the day. We're going to drive out to where it all happened. We went down to Clearwater Beach, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, boy.
How was Clearwater doing?
So I will say this: Florida is beautiful. Florida is gorgeous. Florida is one of the most amazingly visually aesthetic places that you can go to. It's just beautiful to go to. There's usually always blue skies, palm trees. It's bright as fuck. That whole thing. I mean, I'm sure where you are is fine, but whatever.
Texas.
I mean, Joe Rogan's moving there. So there you go. You got Alex Jones and Joe Rogan.
Bro,
what more can you need?
Okay, real quick though. Did you see the shit that he was fucking doing the other day?
Screaming at the people in the park?
Screaming at the people in the park.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a gimmick, right?
Of course it's a gimmick. He's selling dick pills on the internet.
Well, that's beyond that. The whole thing, it's a put on.
Oh, no.
No, it's a put on.
You think it's a put on?
You can't listen. There was a moment where I was he's really that crazy. But as you there's no way I want to believe that this is a put on.
Here's what I think Alex Jones is.
Okay.
I think that he is two things. He is legitimately crazy, and he's a genius marketer. Because I think he does believe the things he says, but I do think he hypes them up to become marketable. That's my opinion.
Okay. Anyways.
And I'm sticking to it.
Okay, so you're in Florida.
Anyway, so I'm in Florida. Clearwater Beach is gorgeous.
Rabbit hole.
It's beautiful.
Right.
Anywhere that we've been previous to this, because we did go, like, we went to Starbucks a couple times, things like that. People wearing masks.
Okay.
They are still required when you're going inside a place to wear masks. They are not required when you're walking outside, but we didn't really go anywhere where people were walking or anything like that. Like, sure, there was homeless, but there's always homeless. And give the homeless a mask. Can we start a program? Can we give back to the community?
Just buy masks, hand them out.
Well, I don't want to buy anything. We'll take donations.
Set up a fund and have somebody else handle it.
Yeah, I mean that's what fucking like all the companies do.
I mean, I guess we've got to hire somebody.
Do we? Where's the pro bono?
Yes. Then we're not helping.
No, we're helping because we're putting it together.
But
everybody else needs to do
okay,
the work.
this is a rabbit hole. Continue your fucking story.
Anyway, so like the homeless didn't have masks, but they never do. So, but anyway, we get to Clearwater Beach, and as you know, because you've been there, they've got the touristy trap strips,
right,
of like shops and things like that.
Yeah.
And then there's the actual beach and the pier and all and everything like that. So we get down to Clearwater Beach. It's gorgeous. We said, you know what? We're going to go have dinner at where everybody went for our reception afterwards, after the reception, the party after the reception, which was the goddamn Palm Pavilion. It is one of my favorite places to go. It is literally right on the beach.
Yeah.
Amazing food. They have world famous rum runner.
I just saw the photo the other day of you punching me in the dick outside of it.
Yeah, I know. It was great.
Yeah, it was great. It was
hell
wonderful.
of a time.
Yeah, it was just wonderful.
It was one of the. It is that picture of all of us there is one of my favorite memories, and that day is my favorite day of all time. Now we went there. We had an amazing dinner, which you'll see in the vlog. I did a little time lapse of the beach, which you'll see in the vlog as well. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Masks were required to enter the restaurant. Once you got to the table, you could take them off to eat and drink, as you can at any other restaurant at this point. That was odd. I just got a text message from a number I did not know that says, "I'll call you back."
Can't wait. You should respond
I'm intrigued.
You should respond and just say, "I can't wait." I do it. And if they fucking call, you got to pick it up on this fucking show.
I don't even know this area code.
Wait, what area code is it? I'll look it up.
208.
That is Idaho.
I can't wait. Send.
So did I tell you about the time like somebody was trying to sell me a yacht?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're like, hey, it's so and so from the yacht club. I have all the information like you're looking for. Like, let me know a good time to talk. And I was just like, yeah, man, like whatever. Call me back later. And then never fucking called. I was like,
never did.
God damn it, I want to buy a yacht.
So anyway, we have a dinner. It's amazing. And then we decide we're gonna go walk the beach. We go walk the beach.
Right.
It's amazing. And then we start walking back to the car. And to walk back to the car, you kind of have to go through the strip. Ain't a motherfucker with a mask.
Of course not.
Not one.
Yeah.
Not one goddamn motherfucker with a mask on the strip. And it is crowded as fuck.
Okay. It's a little sketch.
That was a little disheartening to
Yeah.
see. I mean, people are like, obviously, Florida, a little sketch as is, with it being, such a high population of COVID going around currently. But for the most part, to be perfectly honest, it didn't seem very different from what's going around here. Which was nice to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like
I don't know if that means that people are taking it more seriously or whatever the case may be.
No, people still aren't taking it seriously. No.
So we have an amazing weekend, a great anniversary. Monday comes around, it's time for me to leave. The wife's gonna stay with a friend a couple more days, as she gets to go for the whole week. I only got to go for the weekend, so it's time for me to go. Now, I skipped this part. To and from the airport, I gotta take a lift.
Right.
So, ride sharing during a pandemic is real interesting.
Okay.
Now, I want to tell this story. Actually, I'm going to tell both stories because they're fucking amazing. So, the first story, when I arrived, I took a lift over to the friend's house. The guy gets out of the car. He's wearing a face mask. He's wearing a face shield. And he's got fucking gloves on. And I'm like, this guy knows what's up.
That guy takes it seriously. That guy's fucking ready.
He's got seat covers on his seats. He's got plexiglass hanging from his ceiling between the passenger seat and the driver's, or the back seat and the front seat. And I sat in the back seat, obviously.
Yeah.
So he's taking it seriously, and I put my bags in the back, and I get in the back of the car, and we're driving. And it being Florida, I mean, you have to imagine that, there's quite a few immigrants in Florida.
Yeah, it's the same with Texas.
This guy knew 3 words of English.
Wonderful.
3 words. He would point to because he had the GPS on his phone up on the dash. He would point to his phone and say, okay, just to be sure that I knew that we were following the route and I wasn't being kidnapped. So that was awesome. He would point to things going around and he'd go, good? And I go,
yeah, sure.
Good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we're in Florida. What isn't good? And so okay, good, and thank you were the only things he knew for English. But God damn it, if he did not know every fucking word to every Katy Perry song that came on the radio, that motherfucker was singing at the top of his goddamn lungs every fucking lyric.
That's his shtick.
In perfect English.
Yeah. I guarantee you that's how he makes his tips. That motherfucker probably speaks English, but English is probably his first language. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
But that's the gimmick.
So I was like, is he working me? But I do know that a lot of people learn English through songs and TV.
Sure.
So it could be a thing where he is saying the words. He may not know what the fuck any of it means at all. So he was awesome. I gave him a tip.
Good.
Because he was doing great. The second guy, he did not get a tip. As I was leaving back to the airport, I pull up and he's got himself one of those goddamn Kia Souls that are just the box.
Yeah.
Car.
I almost got one of those.
And I pull up. He pulls up, and he's got his dog in the car. And I'm like,
wait, what kind of dog was this? Big, medium, or small?
I mean, it's one of. Oh, it's a small dog.
Okay.
It's a small.
It's
dog.
a little bit better,
I mean, it's a little bit better, but still, bro, you're working.
Yeah.
Come on now. And so, the first guy had his mask, his shields, his gloves on. He got out of the car. He took my bags. He put them in the back seat. That whole thing. This guy rolled down the window and said, "Put them in the back." And I'm like,
"Hey, you know what? He took it seriously too."
Not wrong. He was wearing a mask. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He was making no effort. Not only that, I get in the car. He's driving like a goddamn maniac. He's driving this is his 3rd shift. He's been up for 48 hours and he's on speed.
Wonderful.
So
that's
all over
how
the place.
Yeah. Those are the ride shares I want to take.
I'm following the GPS and he's like, "Nah, I know a better way." And so we're taking back roads. He's hitting speed bumps. I'm flying all over the fucking car. His dog is petrified.
The fucking dog.
I'm more scared of dying in this car than I am getting on the plane, and I'm fucking terrified of flying.
Yeah.
So we make it to the airport, and he's just like, "Don't forget to tip." And I'm like, "I won't forget.
I'm not gonna forget, and I'm not gonna do it
I ain't
either.
gonna forget.
Yeah.
He ain't getting one.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna forget." So flying back, and God bless American Airlines. That's what I'm gonna say. You know, they got me there. They got me back safely. But I get on the flight to go home. And we get loaded up. We're on the plane. We're taxiing. And the pilot stops. And he comes out from the cockpit. And he looks at the emergency exit door. And he's looking at it. And like everybody's looking at him. Because the pilot just get out of the fucking cockpit to go look at the emergency exit door. People gonna notice. People are gonna see it.
There's a reason.
So he's looking at the emergency
doing
exit
that, right?
door.
Yeah.
He's doing the chin scratching thing, and then he goes back to the cockpit. And everyone's like, "What the fuck was that?" And so he gets on the radio and he goes, "Folks, I just been notified that the inflatable slide connected to the emergency exit door is missing." And we're like, "Excuse me?"
Okay, wait. How does one just happen to be missing an important piece of equipment like that? Because what I would imagine is, number one, it was never there in the first place. Or number two, they had to use it and never put it back.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a theory that Phil was having a pool party. And he just wanted something to spice up the old
that could also apply.
You know, the whole thing. Either way, the pilot announced that we're just going to have some maintenance people come on and take a look at it. Because we can't take off without an emergency exit slide.
Right.
And so we're a little bit delayed, which, you know, nobody's happy about. Nobody wants to be delayed. Nobody actually wants to fly anywhere. They just want to be where they intend to go.
I want you to know right now that everything you just said triggered me. And I am now having a panic attack. But it's okay. I'll get through it.
Okay.
I look okay on surface level, but inside I am now freaking the fuck out.
Right, because you don't want to fly? No, I hate flying too. I hate it. I hate it.
No.
Anyway.
The idea of being stuck on an airplane for hours on end that's not moving during a pandemic, I'm freaking the fuck out.
Cool,
we should not have talked about this. Go on.
So,
God damn it.
So 2 maintenance guys comes on the plane, right?
Right.
And they come on the plane and they go over to the emergency exit door and they got their flashlights and they take a panel off the door.
Wonderful.
So the panel just slides off the door and they got their flashlights and they're getting in there and they're looking, they're looking up and down and they're looking at each other and I can, I'm like probably 4 rows away. So like I'm relatively close, but still at a distance. I can't hear what they're saying to one another. And the passengers are still right there. Like the people who are sitting next to the emergency exit door are literally having like the maintenance people's dicks in their faces as they're checking the fucking gimmick. Like they didn't move them at all. So they're looking and I'm watching them and they're looking and, he's talking to the one guy and the other guy goes and he looks and then they're both looking and then they both just kind of shrug and get off the plane. And nobody talks about it, and the plane just goes. So, either there was no slide there, and they said, if this fucker goes down, everyone's dead anyway. So who gives a shit? and was just like, we'll deal with it later.
Right.
Or B, the slide was there and our pilot is blind and cannot see a goddamn emergency slide in a fucking door. Either way, I was not comforted with either of the results that came out of this situation. Needless to say, it was a very turbulent flight.
I don't feel well.
But I am here.
Now you're here.
I am back.
Now you're back.
And I'm going to wrap up my story, this show, because I've literally gone the whole hour.
I mean...
So I apologize if you had anything to talk about this week.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, but me and my lady also celebrated an anniversary. Which...
All right, we're going to go a little long, folks. We're going to go a little long here. Let me finish up my story, and then we'll end on what you guys did. Okay? I apologize for taking all the time. So we ended. I'm going to end my journey with returning back to New York, because I don't know if you know this, folks, but there is a restriction on travel from other states to New York. Not necessarily from New York to other states. And Florida happens to be on that list of travel advisory states that you may or may not want to travel to. I mean, we started a little late anyway, so we can go a little long. Anyway.
I'll get the 5 minutes of overtime.
Yeah. I mean, take as long as you want for that. What I'm about to say is I got nothing going on. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I had to fill out a mandated form from New York State stating all of my personal information, where I am, my address, my occupation, where I work, where I came from, where I've been, the whole 9 yards, because I am currently under a mandated 2-week quarantine.
Dope.
So I filled out the form when I returned on Monday. Didn't hear anything yesterday. Got a phone call today from New York State. What do they call it? Contact tracing. New York State contact tracing. Where they verified all my information. They said I am not allowed to leave unless I'm going to the emergency room.
Okay.
So I cannot go buy groceries. I cannot go get medication. I cannot go to any type of store. I cannot leave my home until the 31st of August. So I will be here, folks, which is great because we have multiple podcasts lined up to do. I've got nothing going on, so that's fantastic.
You need to have things.
And so will the wife eventually. I'm assuming they're going to wait a day and then verify her information as well, because she just came in today and came back home. So we are both going to be under quarantine.
Hey now.
Mandated by Governor Cuomo, Mr. Meatball himself.
Literally wrote the book on pandemics.
Yeah.
Literally. I think it's out now.
In the middle of pandemic. So... very interesting. I'll keep you folks updated as to what the levels of detention are for this quarantine. I don't know if there's going to be a police officer outside my house. I don't know if
they might not be checking you too closely.
I don't know if they've tapped my phone. Patriot Act. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
That's what the text was.
Yes.
That's what the text was.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, that is my story. So, sir, what did you do? Because I know, like, as people may or may not know, you and your lady got together the day after me and the wife were married.
So it's funny you mentioned that.
Yes.
So Okay. And Christy, I apologize because I'm gonna throw us under the bus a little bit here. I don't know if you thought it was weird at all that we reached out to you on Friday and we're like, "Hey, man, happy anniversary."
I did, but I didn't want to be rude. Because, like, I figured you both.
This is partially your fault.
Partially,
This is
my
partially your fault. This is actually a lot of your fault. Okay? Number one, okay, 6 years ago, you fucking had open bar at your goddamn wedding, and I drank Long Island iced teas from pretty much 2 or 12 in the afternoon, 12 noon to like 8 at night.
That is true.
So,
kudos to that bartender. Top notch.
Literally, like, after a certain point in the night, I didn't know what time it was. However, Christy was very kind to explain to me, no, dummy, we talked about stuff, and then you asked me to be your girlfriend after midnight. So I was like, dope. So it's the next day.
Right.
You told me. And now that I think about it, this may have been my fault. You told me that you guys were celebrating your anniversary on Friday.
No. I told you I was flying out on Friday.
And that's what I misunderstood.
Here's what you have to remember. I've been hitting the head a lot.
I've just been.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had multiple concussions. I am barely functioning as a human being. In order for me to remember a significant date like an anniversary, it has to fall on a designated number. Like, if it's on the 17th, go fuck yourself.
Okay.
But because it's on the 15th and it's a division of 5, I can remember that.
Okay. So,
wait, hold on. I asked Kevin when your anniversary was earlier in the week, and he said Friday, and I didn't question it.
So, listen, there's just been some... There was also, like, 1 year where we both forgot, so it was like,
That is true.
But we also, we are of the mindset that we don't need a specific day or a date. Like the actual date doesn't really matter as long as we sort of.
You don't need an occasion to celebrate your love for one another.
We celebrate our love. It's just like every day is like an anniversary. Anyways,
spread that seed, brother.
So we celebrated on Saturday.
Okay.
Which I think in the end actually worked out better because it was Saturday. You do a whole lot of stuff on Sunday, and it's just like you're tired the next day. You got to go back to work.
It's the Lord's Day.
So I had a whole day planned for us on Saturday.
Yeah.
It was like, got up, we went out to the park, we had a picnic, and then we were going to go get ice cream, and then we were going to do some walking around, and then we were going to do like a big sushi dinner, and then we were going to go to the drive-in and see a double feature.
Wow.
We did it all.
Wow.
Sort of. So we ended up going because, listen, Texas gets very hot in the summer.
And everything's bigger there.
And dude, brother, the fucking heat is huge here. So I was like, okay, like if we're gonna go to the park and do a picnic, like I don't want to be like dead middle of the day. So like let's go out like a little bit later in the morning. We'll get there kind of early. We'll eat, we'll chill, we'll do a little walk, and we'll go get ice cream to cool down. So like we got out to the park. Well, like we got like iced coffees. We went out to the park. Found a great spot, pulled everything out, sat down, chilled for like 45 minutes, and it was like, this is wonderful. And it's a beautiful day. Like, side note, at least like 5 people out doing like photo shoots. in the park.
Really?
Dude, it was like, so for Texas, it was kind of dead at the park. But for like Syracuse, I was like, this is busy. You know?
I was hopping.
Oh, hopping. Okay. Oh my God. Like there were people.
Well, I mean, like 3 people's hopping in Syracuse.
Yeah, but
nobody
like
fucking wants to go to the park.
Like there were people fishing, there were people hanging out eating, there were people working out, there were people, like a ton of people doing like photo shoots, and I'm like, that's weird, but okay, kind of like what you were saying earlier, like actually not a lot of weird looks. Everybody was like, yeah, this is normal. I'm like, oh,
it's a vlogging state.
It's a vlogging state, apparently. So we found a spot, we were sitting and eating, but then we were like, okay, this is great. Everything is melting. Like, literally everything is melting. The food is melting. We're starting to melt. Like, so we were like, okay, let's pack everything up. We'll finish walking, because it's like the area we went to. It's got like it's not really a pond, but it's sort of like a man-made. They call it a lake, but it's not really a lake. It's just like a body of water that you can do like a mile or 2 walk around, essentially. So we finished doing the loop around the water, and then we got to the car, and I was like, ice cream? And it was like, let's go back to the apartment first. So we kind of ended up having this sort of structure to our day where it was like we would go out and do something, but then we would have to come back to the apartment and relax. And like we would go back out, and then we would go back in, and then we would go back out, and then we would go back in. And then it got to the point where it was getting kind of close to when we had to go out to the drive-in. So I was like, let's get sushi to go. We'll do sushi at the drive-in. I was like, awesome.
Very smart.
Like we ended up, oh my God, I just remembered the other part of this story. Fuck. So we went out, we got the sushi, picked it up, they dropped it off to us. Curbside pickup. Fucking curbside pickup is the greatest fucking thing ever. Like post-pandemic, I'm only using it. So now, with this being a drive-in, and this being a different drive-in, because I think I told the story of the first drive-in we went to
someone's backyard
last year. It was kind of for someone's backyard. It was like 2 trailers and then like a bunch of sheets, basically like roped together to make a giant screen, and like they had like two screens you could drive up to, one you could walk up to, and they were like pirating the movies online. And like
fantastic,
the laptop or whatever like conked out right before the movie started, so like we never got to watch the movie. So I was like, let's try out a different drive-in. This one seemed legit.
Oh, nice.
So we got the sushi, but I was like, I just remembered driving, you got to tune into the radio. I don't want to leave my car running because, as we've experienced, battery dies. What do? Snakes don't show up. Can't help you out.
Well, snakes don't show up, but what you're experiencing is a very inexperienced drive-in person.
I will say this though. Yeah, I dropped the ball. It's something that I should have known because
what the fuck
when we went, fuck off. Because when we went to the drive-in back in Syracuse, we made sure to get a radio before we went.
Yes.
We didn't have a radio though, and when we went to the drive-in last year here, they had portable radios that they gave out to everybody.
Oh, did they have the one that you latch onto the window?
Yeah. Well, it was just like a little portable radio, basically. It wasn't really like a latch or anything.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I remembered last night, I was like, fuck. So I was like, okay, you know what we'll do? We'll get the sushi. There's a Target and a Walgreens right nearby. We'll stop at the Walgreens. If they don't have it there, we'll go to the Target. Boom, it'll be perfect.
Right.
So we get the sushi, loop around the highway, stop at the Walgreens. They don't have anything. I'm like, fuck. So Target's like right next door. I'm like, I'm stop at the Target. And Christy goes, what if you just get an alarm clock? I was like, what? She goes, yeah, and it's fun. And I'm like, fuck, like I didn't even think of that because when I was at Walgreens, they had alarm clocks. And I was like, the fuck needs an alarm clock? And and then I left the store. And I was like, that's a good fucking idea. So run into Target, go to the electronics sections. They have portable radios, and then for $10 cheaper, they have alarm clocks. Ooh. So I was like, does it take batteries? Takes batteries. Fucking boom, we're good.
Right.
Get it, run out, drive out to the theater. This theater's in the middle of nowhere. Like, back roads, Austin. Not so much a drive-in theater.
Oh, boy.
As it is a little patch of field with a blow-up screen. And I was like, okay,
this
you know what, though?
Legit.
You know what, though? It's not bad because we were one of 2 cars there that were sedans. No, wait. There was like 20 cars there, but all the cars were like trucks and SUVs, which they put in the back. We were one of 2 sedans, and they put us directly in front.
Oh, nice.
So we were like, perfect, this is awesome. Getting everything set up. We get the sushi all out on the dashboard. Pull out the alarm clock. I'm like, this is going to be great. Take it out. Put the batteries in. Doesn't work. Alarm clock doesn't work. So we were like, okay, this sucks.
Right.
Luckily, I was able to get my radio to kick on without really running the battery. And then we realized something else. It's very hot in Texas. Eating sushi.
Oh, God.
In a hot car in Texas. Everything was melting.
This reminds me when I came home from my trip because my cat didn't eat the canned food we put out for him and it molded over. Oh. So the whole house smelled like rotted fish.
Oh.
Continue.
So anyways, we got through this. Well, I got through most of the sushi. And we got halfway through the movie, and dude, it was still like fucking 95 degrees.
Which movies?
So it was a double feature, Mean Girls and Clueless.
Oh, damn.
And it was like, okay, we could go see that, which are 2 fun movies, or we could go see The Princess Bride again, or we could go see fucking, I forget what another theater was showing, but it was like, eh.
I got baggage with Mean Girls, but Princess Bride is dope.
Princess Bride's good. We've seen that a lot, to the point where it's like, okay, do we need to spend money to go see it again at a drive-in?
It's like I wouldn't go pay to see The Big Lebowski because I've seen it.
And that was playing at the drive-in last week. And it was like, I love The Big Lebowski. That's like top 10 favorite films. I really don't need to go drive out to a drive-in theater to see it, especially when it's going to be 95 fucking degrees.
Right.
So we get halfway through the movie and we got all the windows open. It's like every now and then we get a cool breeze, but then what we kind of realized after the fact was a lot of people were running their engines.
Yeah.
Because people were accidentally honking their horns, they were blaring their lights, and we're just like, what the fuck? But because everybody was running their engines, and we were kind of now in the front middle of everybody, we're just getting heat waves from all the engines coming in the car and stuff, and it was the movie ended, and I was like, how much do you want to watch Clueless right now?
The answer is not enough.
She was like, I could go without it. And I was like, me too. So
why didn't you just start the fucking car?
We did on and off, but I didn't want to sit there for 2.5 hours just draining my battery.
I mean, okay.
And plus because when I think my AC is also going too. So when I was running my AC, all it was doing was just circling hot air through.
Well, that's no fun.
Yeah. So the movie attendants come over to like change the movie out, and Christy leans over. She's like, "Excuse me." She goes, "If we wanted to leave, what would be the best way to do that?" And they were like, "You want to leave?" We were like, "Yeah." They're like, well, I guess you could just like back out and like drive there." And then like the car next to us just left. So we were just like, "I'm gonna go that way if that's cool." They're like, "Yeah, go ahead." I was like, "Dope." So dude, it was one of the days that like we had a ton of shit planned. It like everything we did was a lot of fun, but I think between the combination of it, number one, just being too fucking hot, and then also like with everything going on with the pandemic, like it was just one of those things where it's like, next time we kind of know how to plan it a little bit better, because like we also never really got summer last year. You know, I like at this time, like, well, at this time we were both in Syracuse, but like, you know, she had just moved down here through July. I was still getting stuff wrapped up in Syracuse, so like we never really got the chance to like settle into Texas weather for the summer. And boy, it'll fucking get you. There was actually like 3 heat-related 911 calls that went out on Saturday. So
wow,
yeah. But you know, we still did a little bit of celebrating on Sunday. We both slept in. We ordered in donuts. It's fucking magical, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
fantastic. So it sounded like we both had enjoyable anniversaries.
It was a delightful time.
It was a delightful time. So if you want to tell us about your delightful time, please hit us up on all social media at Brainwreck Show. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We are the only recipient of the YouTube Wood Award.
Show them that wood.
We are the Woody Harrelson of podcasts. And be sure to tune in tomorrow night. For
Thursdays.
Episode 2.
What time do we go live?
Every other Thursday.
8th night?
What?
What time do we go live?
We went later.
Yeah, but like what time?
10 o'clock or something like that.
No.
10 o'clock Eastern.
It's not 10 o'clock Eastern, is it?
I think it's 10 o'clock Eastern. 9 o'clock, you guys.
Follow us on social media. We'll let you know when we're going live. It's going to be a great time.
When we're going to go live. But rule number 4.
Rule number 4.
The game.
Don't be an asshole, my friends.
Don't be an asshole.
We're gonna read some stories. We're gonna judge some people, and we're gonna crown a big old asshole.
Big old asshole. Be sure to tune in for that. For this week, I've been Jason Ash.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.